Well, the Corvette has been home for a couple of weeks. It's been sitting here since I brought it home. I'm going to start cleaning the exterior. I've been working on the inside a little bit. Kind of cleaning up the dash, vacuuming the carpets, etc. It's starting to look presentable, I would say. But I haven't touched the outside. Now, this car was sitting for 14 months in a storage unit. And you can see it's got quite a bit of dirt and grime on it. And drips. I guess maybe the storage unit was not entirely watertight, so it looks like it had some water dripping on it from the roof. There's these rusty looking marks everywhere. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull this thing out on the driveway and get the pressure washer out and just wash it with warm water. Just with no soap or anything, just spray off all this dirt and dust and 14 months of neglect. Okay, next I'm just going to use dish soap with a brush. Put a bunch of dish soap in there. And dish soap will dissolve wax and take off any wax or protectants or whatever the previous owner had on this car so that we can start fresh. Okay, now that the paint is clean, well, it's not really clean, but it's been washed, we're going to do a chemical decontamination with this Iron X. So there's all kinds of little iron filings, mostly from brake pads, in this paint. You can see it here, like these little red spots right there. So we'll spray on the Iron X and let it do its work. There's a lot of contamination in that paint. Shh. Shh. So we'll do the car one section at a time. I'll do the hood kind of from the doors forward. We'll let this sit for 3 to 5 minutes and then rinse it off with water and kind of, well, first we'll rub it in with a sponge and then rinse it. So after about 3 minutes, this is what it looks like. Look at all that contamination coming out of the paint. So now what we'll do is we'll just rub it in with a cloth here, or actually a sponge, like a wash mitt. Right away you can see the paint's much smoother. You don't feel those bumps as much. Okay, now that we have the chemical decontamination done, I'm going to take a piece of clay bar and a lubricant. You can use liquid instant detailer, or that's expensive. You can also just use soap and water. This is just some dish soap and water. just as a lubricant. You can't clay bar a dry surface, it doesn't work. You gotta spray it down first so you can slide across the surface and clean up any of those remaining contaminants that are in the paint. And you'll feel it. You'll feel it before, and then after you rub, you'll find that the paint's much smoother because those contaminants are being picked up in the clay bar. Just kind of work it and make sure you're working with fresh surfaces all the time. For areas like this, like by this logo, I'll just take a little piece off. They can get quite dirty working in the corners. See, you're turning black there. And I'll throw this away when I'm done. The bigger piece, as long as you don't drop it on the ground, I'll reuse this again and again. At least for a few cars. If you ever drop it on the ground, it's basically garbage because you don't want to be grinding contaminants from the ground into your paint. So I'm going to go across the whole surface of the car now with this piece of clay. And finish cleaning up the paint. You can do the brush. Okay, now that that's dry, I'm going to finish with Meguiar's Swirl remover. It's a very light rubbing compound, like a cleaner. And I'm just going to use a clean terry cloth and do the entire surface. Just kind of clean up. There's some marks. If you look under this fluorescent light, you can see some marks, light marks. I'm just going to go over the whole car. With a swirl remover. Let that dry. Then buff it off with a clean cloth. And get ready for a wax. Alright, I'm in the middle of putting the final coat on. I just have this sealer gloss, protective sealer for paint. I'm not a big detailing guy. I had this on the shelf. I'm going to use it. It seems to get pretty good reviews. So we're just going to apply a coat of this sealer all over the paint here. I've already done the hood. Looks decent. And then we'll call this car done. Like I said, this is not a pro detailing job, but I think the paint's cleaned up a lot from where it was. And just let that gloss dry, and I'm wiping the excess off here. But I think for a driver car, I think this paint will be just fine. I'm mainly concerned with the mechanical condition of this car and making sure it runs really well. But I also think it looks quite presentable. And from here we'll just maintain it with the odd cleaning and wax job. Well, thanks for watching this video. Looking forward to driving this car. The weather's still beautiful. It's September now. Hopefully I can get another couple months in before the snow flies. Thanks for watching.